Growing up is realizing that a lot of older black women are evil as
Pretty mind, pretty grind. Yeah, I said what I said. Manifesting better things while we lay edges to bed.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Pretty Mind channel where we talk beauty, mindset, and everything in between. If you enjoy real talk, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're feeling generous. So today's video is part 2 of Black Girl TikTok compilation where we watch or listen to women talk about, well, specifically black women talk about what they go through, whether it's in relationship, in the workplace, or just everything in general.
growing up is realizing that a lot of older black women are evil as and they are the devil that they try and pray away every Sunday.
To this day, the only time that I've actually genuinely been bullied is by older black women. When I was in high school, I went to a boarding school in Virginia. For context, I'm from New Jersey. And my sophomore year of high school, I took 2 math classes because I wanted to get ahead. So I took Algebra 2 and Geometry. My geometry teacher was an older black woman, probably in her mid-40s, who genuinely believed that I did not deserve to be in the class. Sorry, the sun went away a bit. Yeah, she felt like I was not meant to be in this class at all, and she tried very hard from the beginning to make me drop. And how she would do this would just be by intimidating me. So anytime I had a question, she would basically shame me in front of the rest of my classmates. Everybody else could ask a question, but when it came to me asking the question, it was a problem. It got to the point where at 15 years old, obviously I don't want to get bullied in front of my classmates and my peers, so I just stopped asking questions. And I was struggling a lot in that class because I literally could not ask questions. Another thing that she would do was make fun of my natural hair all the time. And no offense to this lady, I don't like to talk poorly about black women's hair, but she was probably the last person on earth that should have had anything to say about a black girl's hair. She would go out of her way to make fun of my hair, not only in front of my classmates, but in front of my other teachers. And very soon, these teachers started making derogatory comments about my hair as well. Getting bullied by adults as a kid, literally rewires your brain. You no longer have trust for adults, lose a lot of respect for them. The next story that I have is very recent. This was a few months ago. After work, my friend Suma and I went to Aldi to get groceries. After I fill up my cart and I go to self-checkout like I usually do, I took out my phone, Apple Paid, everything like that. I usually just hit don't give me the receipt, because if I'm going grocery shopping, I already know what I'm buying. I very rarely make returns. And there was this older black female security guard that was watching me the whole time, and she's watching me like a hawk. So she's seeing everything that I'm doing. And once I'm done paying for my stuff and I'm getting ready to go, she stops my friend and I, and she asks us, "Where's your receipt?" Obviously, I had declined to receive a receipt. So I told her this very calmly. I was like, "Yeah, I don't have my receipt. I just declined it." And she was like, "You're not supposed to do that, right? I go to this Aldi all the time, so I usually don't get a receipt ever." She's like, "How am I supposed to know that you're not stealing?" I don't know, man. I'm not. I can literally show you my Apple Pay on my phone, and I can show you that I spent money at this Aldi. I spent $50. She's like, "Yeah, but that doesn't tell me anything." At this point, I'm thinking if me showing you my Apple Pay that says that I just spent $50 just now, if that doesn't show you anything, then what are we really talking about? So again, I'm just apologizing to her I didn't know, my bad, I'll keep that in mind for next time. This woman keeps me at the self-checkout for 6 to 7 minutes. Finally, she's like, "I'll let you go this time, but you need to be careful and you need to watch out. You're a young black girl, and a lot of these people here can think that you're stealing." And I look around the store. She's the only black employee there. Nobody is paying attention to us at all. She is the only person that has come up to me suspecting that I'm stealing. This is a black woman, but she's hiding it under the guise of, "I'm just trying to look out for you." And those 2 experiences are just one out of multiple that I've had with older black women that I have just felt very antagonized. So I truly want to know, why does this happen?
We talked about being the ugly friend, but have you been the ugly sibling? Growing up in an African household where I'm the only dark skin and everybody else is light skin was literally hell. Nigerian tribe is Igbo. Most Igbo girls are light skin. So imagine being a dark skinned Igbo girl and the most colorist people ever. I told you the comments I would get from the aunties in the party. "Why are you so black like charcoal? Look at your sisters, they're so light. When will you brighten your skin?" My dad is dark skinned, but my mom is very light. I know, as a dark skin, why don't you have body gel? I will literally never forget when a woman with black holes and light skin, because that's how you know they be bleaching, really had the audacity to tell me, "Bleaching cream should I use?" "Oh, well, you don't use it as you should." What are you talking about? Up dark skin literally was searching up online how to bleach my skin and how to get lighter. I'll be like, no, this right here is my real skin color and causes my skin to be like this. Yeah. I literally went down the rabbit hole of bleaching creams until I started to realize skin cancer is a thing. Why am I going through all of these problems for people who don't even love themselves? And one thing I hate about being known as the ugly sister is when guys come to you, they think they're doing you a favor for trying to talk to you. I've never had that problem now. About the fact that when you're a dark-skinned woman, you're literally associated with freakiness. The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. And please, let's not forget the fact that you're a dark-skinned woman with afro features, like a big lips, big nose, always something sexual with it. I remember growing up, a boy told me, looked at my lips and he was like, you really have DSLs? And I was like, oh, I don't play video games. Thinking this one of them Nintendo Wii things. I searched it up. This man is trying to say that I have, I don't know, complete vulnerability to kind of lead with sexual stuff because I felt like that was the way that I was getting them to stay or want to talk to me. I literally started building my confidence through sexual innuendos with men. I give myself grace because when you grow up in an environment like that, you don't really know how to love yourself for real. Literally so annoying when people don't understand or didn't understand that I had to always wear makeup or be a complete 10 leaving the house. In order for me to even get an ounce of decency and respect, a video that went viral with me and Marvella, that jingle, I went to those comments and I was really triggered because, oh my God, I will never escape these men allegations. But any people that were trying to call me a man in them comments was the same ones in my DMs. Hi, how are ya? The same men that did not mess with me in high school are the same ones now in those DMs. That's it.
Do you know what's terrifying about men? I'm only now just learning about. Men, I mean insecure men, will date a girl that they already know is out of their league and be so jealous over it that he will try to ruin her life. I'll explain. A lot of times men will see your worth and your potential way before you do. And if they see a glimmer of something in you, something that they themselves are lacking in, the opportunities you have, maybe you're really ambitious, you have a sweet personality, it can even just be your aura. If you're one of those girls and you walk in a room and you're magnetic and you get attention, babe, they hate it. So when they see all that in you, they are going to try to crush all of it. They will try to ruin your confidence, keep trying to diminish all of your achievements. They will keep trying to humble you, especially if there's an audience. They'll just do anything, try and minimize you and bring you down, because taking you down a couple pegs is the only way he can make himself feel like he's equal to you or above you. One sec, I need to fix this blush. So if you've ever dated a guy and wondered why he was treating you bad when you didn't deserve it, he's probably just mad jealous of you, girl. I feel like this is definitely what was happening to me in my last situation, and my dumb ass didn't even realize. So I was modeling the time that I was seeing this guy, and it's so weird. I feel like this guy liked the validation of being able to say to his homeboys he was with a model. Meanwhile, on the low, like, he almost resented me for it. I mean, like, he would bring up other girls from my agency, just trying to minimize my career. For no reason. I'm not even joking. Sometimes this guy would try and compare and compete with me on how much money we were making. This guy would tell me how much money he'd made, unprovoked, by the way, didn't ask. Then he'd be like, well, how much money did you make then? I bet you didn't make that much. First of all, you are a white male. With all that privilege you got, I would kind of hope you were making more than me. And also, why is it a competition? So weird. So when my TikTok had first started growing, I never ever mentioned it. He had looked me up or whatever and found my account, and literally off rip, he got so weird about it. Out of nowhere, he was like, I just hate girls that are obsessed with likes and followers. My ex never had any social media. Okay. He used to do like impressions of me, make fun of my videos. One time, out of nowhere, he was like, what, do you think you're sick because you've got 50k followers? No. I don't think I'm sick because I've got 50k. You think I'm sick because I've got 50k. Because I don't be bringing it up. You do. I feel like he just didn't like the fact that I had something cool going for myself. So obviously he just had to tear it down. Fast forward to when I started dating somebody new, when this guy found out about my TikTok. I was like, right, I can help you do a content plan if you want. Guy got me filming equipment, he was sending me the contact for brands he thought I'd be good to collab with. Now that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, moral of the story. A guy that is secure in himself and in what he has going on, he's gonna move accordingly. A secure guy is gonna be thrilled at the thought of you doing well, not threatened by it.
People like to not talk about situations where like black people are in predominantly white areas but I'm gonna tell y'all about it. So for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been living in a predominantly white area, grew up in a predominantly black county, went to school at HBCU, so on and so forth. And then as an adult, I decided to move to a predominantly white area. I like the area, I like all that it come with, and I feel comfortable living there, and I still do. But I would say one thing, palm colored people are not so comfortable with me. And no matter how long they see me, they still are not that much comfortable. They would rather have conversations with my dog than have conversations with me. Like full-blown conversations in the hallways, at the dog parks, full-blown conversations with my dog, and never acknowledge me. Like, I'd be like, dang, you would really rather talk to an animal than to talk to me. And I used to be offended, but now I'm like, girl, go ahead. Sometimes I do snatch my dog and I keep walking if they make it like a thing. Like, you're not going to keep talking to my dog. You're not keep talking to my dog and not acknowledge the mama. We ain't even doing it like that, because you know what you're doing. They also do little things like jump scare when I come around the corner. Like, am I frightening to you? Are you afraid? They'll do things like not hold the elevator. And sometimes I walk slow just so we don't have to have that awkwardness, because sometimes I walk slow, sometimes I just put my hand in there and open the elevator up. Like, did you think you thought you was about to leave me down here? Open this elevator up. I pay rent. What else do they do? Of course not speak. Sometimes we see each other in a hallway, like they will like look at the ceiling, look at the floor, look to the side. Like, I'll be like, hey, how you doing? Because I'm comfortable and I ain't going nowhere. You're uncomfortable for what? But those are just a few things that I've learned while living in a predominantly white community, and I'm not going nowhere because I love it. I love it, and I don't understand why they're uncomfortable. It's not just me. It's a few of my people sprinkled out throughout my neighborhood and stuff. But we very, very near and few. But we ain't here.
So I just recently realized I have never been in a situation where I've been able to turn my brain off. TikTok has made me realize this, but I have always been the one that has to have the plan, figure out the money situation, always gotta have my wallet, make sure we got the keys, making sure everything is organized and taken care of. And y'all, I don't want this life no more. If you don't know, I did just finalize my divorce, but now that I am freshly single, I know this ain't gonna come for me in a relationship form for a while. Because I'm in the space where I'm trying to become a better woman, reinvent myself, and do the self-work to figure out how I allowed myself to get in that spot in the first place. But what's so crazy is I just have never had a lot of examples to where that was the norm. So it wasn't something that I expected. I've always expected to be the one doing everything. After lessons learned the hard way, I realized that's not the way it's supposed to be. But we do know that when we're not exposed to something, it's not our norm, it's not what we're used to seeing. It's common to easily accept what you are used to seeing. And for me, that's low-key the woman being the head of the relationship, being the head of the household, despite the fact that a man is there. And that's actually what I saw growing up. I witnessed my mom do absolutely everything from my child eyes. And the worst part about that is there was a man present who was not in my child eyes doing anything. So I normalized that behavior. And this caused me in my adult life to get into multiple relationships where I was doing most of everything and not really able to live that soft life that I wanted to live. Currently, I can 100% say I know better, but I low-key feel like I gotta deprogram myself. Because just because I know better now, facts-wise, doesn't mean that I'm naturally going to respond because of that fact. If I don't do the work, I'm gonna be back responding based on what I know. This is why I feel like getting healing and really taking that time in between relationships is so important, because you gotta deprogram yourself from making those natural decisions based on what you grew up seeing or what you're trying to repel. I personally want to get to the point where I repel anything that looks like I'm gonna be doing all of anything. In my mind, I'm more of a traditional type of woman where I want the man to be the head of the household, to be the head of the relationship, for the man to essentially take the lead on most things so I can sit back, trust him, and, you know, live that soft life. In my mind, I want this, but naturally I gravitate towards the opposite. So for me, I know it's gonna take a lot of intentionality once I start dating again to get the results that I want. Because I want nothing more than to sit back and know that my man got it, he got me, I'm safe, I'm secure, the plans are intact, baby. And then all I gotta do is sit back, grab my phone, my camera, and my purse, and let that man handle everything else. I know that I'm gonna have to do something I've never done to get results that I've never gotten. So cheers to acceptance, growth, and getting all the things that we deserve in this life.
Fully aware that I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but
I am so effing tired of the amount of emotional labor that comes with dating Black men. I am so tired of the lack of commitment, the lack of support, the lack of encouragement, the lack of money. Like, I don't know what to do from this point on, but I can tell you one thing. My interest in dating another Black man is like 1% at this point. They want us to be ride or dies until they get their shit together, and then they don't want to support us in return. They don't want to commit to us. They don't want to marry us, but then they want all the benefits of being a husband without actually proposing to us. I need someone who's intentional in every single aspect.
Now I found out that the boy that I was talking to hated my existence. Just like anybody else, there was the honeymoon phase. Of course, everything was good, everything was nice, and then the 2 to 3 week mark came. First of all, he will always bail on our plans, and when he bails on our plans, he will tell me at the lastest minute possible. Yes, I said lastest. I need you people to understand. I'm already fully dressed, makeup done, hair done, looking nice, smelling good, and I'll get a call. I don't even get a call. I'm tripping. I have to reach out at the last second, like, hey, like, what time are you gonna be on the way? And then this is his response. Oh, we're not going no more. Oh, that's dead. You need to die. You're dead. Now, when he cancels, he doesn't try to make it up, or even tell me the reason why he canceled. Number 2, he never really initiated anything. And even if he initiates something, it will probably be to come to his house, which is, there's no problem with it, but like sometimes when he bails on me, I'm like, okay, you know what, I can come over and we can just chill, you know, on some chill-ish. Like, I don't require too much. Now that I think about it, maybe that was the plan, because you don't want to spend money outside when you take me out. Yay. Oh my God. Another reason why I knew that he hated me is because he never really celebrated my successes for real, for real. Now, you might be wondering, why didn't I leave? I will tell you exactly why. I want to tell you guys, this man was my type to the T. I'm talking to the T. My type. So it was honestly just giving eye candy. You know what I mean? Which is shallow, yes, I understand. But like the first few weeks we started talking, he was not acting like this at all. Let me tell you guys how we started. The first few weeks, I was his lock screen. We were going to sleep on the phone. Everything. I was love bomb. Oh, bomb me, but one lighter. Oh, bomb me. Like, this man became cold-hearted. I know some of you in the comments are probably going to be like, oh, but why didn't you leave from the beginning? Yo, he was never like that. Now, I'm not going to act like a saint. When he did piss me off and cancel our plans, I definitely made plans with somebody else the next day, and I did not care. Because the canceling thing was back to back to back. Every single weekend, he would cancel on me. I couldn't take it anymore. And then we ended up getting into an argument one day, and he really opened his mouth to verbally tell me that he hates me. And then I was like, I knew it. Yeah, guys, that's really how I found out that the boy I was talking to hated me. I feel like I left out some more detail, but like, maybe when I find my journal, I'll be able to tell the story properly. But I was just like, let me just give you a little bit of tea. If you want to see more of this, go ahead and follow me. Yeah.
The beauty industry has women's wallets in a chokehold. When you look good, you feel good. It's undeniable. But what if I told you that you could have more money and you would look better more of the time if you had the skills that you pay other people for? You can learn how to press on nails. You can learn how to install a wig. You can learn how to do your natural hair if that's what you choose to do. You can learn how to do your makeup. Now, if you just have money to blow, I am not talking to you. I'm talking to the girls who are struggling financially but don't want to give up their image or how they feel about themselves, because I get it. If you can spend 3 hours on TikTok every day, and I'm being generous, you can take 2 of those hours, sit down, watch a YouTube video, and figure out how to do these things for yourself. You could get paid for these skills. If you do it well enough, you can start doing it for other people. But not only are you broke, you're also lazy. And those two cannot coexist. I'm not saying that you need to be dolled up every single day, but especially as Black women, the world is always looking down on us. At least when we go outside, we can look dignified, like we care about ourselves, like we have some respect, some integrity.
I understand things are difficult, but we have to get more resourceful.
Listen closely. Having black friends, cousins, acquaintances doesn't mean you're not racist. Let's get into the story time. I was having a night out with the girls and we met these guys and they were like, oh, I want to come to this after party. So we drove to the after party with them. Anyway, we're in the car and one of the guys says something that's low-key kind of weird. So I say in my friend's ear, like, oh, that kind of sounded like racially motivated, like as a joke. And he's like, wait, what do you mean by racially motivated? First of all, I was not talking to you, sir. I was talking to my friend. So stay out of my conversation. That's for one. Second of all, he's like, well, I have black cousins and I have black friends and I'm not racist. He's like, also, why do people like you always try to create this divide with all of us? We're all human. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, you're this, you're purple, you're pink. I created the divide. Anyway, we're kind of bickering, going at it for a bit, and I was like, you know what, let's drop this. I don't feel like arguing with you in the back of a motherfucking car. Like, it's not that serious. I'm never going to argue that hard with a white man, especially if I'm not interested in anything you're saying. You're just being ignorant and annoying. So I was like, let's drop it. Get to the house. I'm already low-key in a mood, but it's like, whatever. This man comes up to me. He's like, you're so sexy. Like, I don't want to fight with you. And I'm like, okay. Anyway, we take our shots, you know, whatever. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm starting to feel better. I sit on the couch, just relaxing. He comes back up to me and says, man, I just really can't believe that you really feel that, like, black and white people are different. Like, why can't we all be equal? What I said to him, though, is that's just life. Like, no one can say that black and white people have the same experiences, especially in America. I'm so sorry, but no. At this point, he's just really pissing me off. Like, he's ruining the shot I just took, my drunkenness. I'm like, you're blowing this for me. And I'm like, you know what? Can we stop talking about this? Like, can you please get away from me? Like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. And then he's like, he's right next to me and he says, this is exactly why black men don't date black women. And I'm not going to say too much on that comment at all because I think it's so ignorant and disgusting. But what I will say is whenever any white person, anyone out there says, I'm not racist because I have a black friend or I have black this. No. Why did your black woman hate come out that fast? That fast. That easy for him to flip the motherfucking script. So that's why I don't give a damn who you know that's black. And no person that isn't racist feels the need to even say something like that. So that's my story. A lot of people out here are weirdos. Don't ever, honestly, if anyone ever says that to you, just know.